Hey, what's up, you guys? Chase here, and we got a lot of new updates in Cash.Bot OS because I do not sleep. I just run about 30 terminals now between six different Claude Max subscriptions. It's pretty depressing, to be honest with you, but look at this little casino. To win tokens for the meme coin we're going to launch. It's not really a meme coin, it's actually an actual coin that has a utility for a marketplace that people can sign up to start selling their own products in, which we should have a lot of those capabilities mentioned a second ago pretty soon here. We got a lot of progress in about a week. About a week ago, we didn't have any of this. We had the back end on a local host, meaning that all of this was just running on my Mac, and I had to build UIs for every single one of these apps. And it took a really long time to build the UIs because it took a really long time to build the back end. But we have an entire operating system, excuse me, which I did an emo demo of. This is a website that our Claude here, our terminal window built. We can split the views by holding the little view or files, and I can split the view plus the terminal, and I can edit from here with typing in Claude or some of the other local AIs that are now added in. It's very hard for me to keep you guys updated with every update that I'm pushing because, again, I have about 122 apps that I programmed between 2 months of basically not sleeping and running AI swarms with 10 or 20 terminal windows at a time. Here's the thing. The deal is leaving soon, meaning that there's a founder pricing that you can get into for a few different tiers. Biggest difference is just the amount of apps that you get, and also the sort of the long-term vision you get rewarded in the long term, because we have a lot we're still rolling out, and you will see new stuff every day depending on the tier that you get. I'm going to show you really quick. I don't sleep, so I forgot to tell it which page to actually edit. We're going to say Cashbot landing page, change to purple. I'm just showing you a quick example of how this thing runs. And the cool thing is you can run it from your phone, from your computer. It saves your files, stores in your file browser here, runs in the background, and syncs with all your other apps like your SEO apps and your tracked keywords and all kinds of stuff. So you can prompt things and build pages automatically with your coding window because guess what? It syncs to your files, and every single app you can actually prompt. And within the actual operating system, you can do a whole lot more because you have an actual computer, but it runs on the cloud, which is also pretty cool. And sorry, I'm coughing because I vape too much. Anywho, trying to get back to this terminal window here, and it looks like, there are some UI things that I need to still optimize. Again, you got to be patient with me just because we had just launched this app about, a week ago with the UIs. So, I was just coding in a window that looks like this, and when I wanted keywords, I would just type in, give me a keyword list. It would take the app that I wrote on the back end, and it would give me the output in like a CSV or something through the terminal. And so building the UIs takes a while because everybody wants their fancy UIs. They don't want to just look at a terminal like this. So we got to give them what they want. Let me go back to sites here. I'm going to open up Cashbot here. I think there was actually 2 versions of this. Let's go back. It was Cashbot landing. Might have edited the wrong one, but hopefully not. And you can see certain things, like also the UI on. Remember, I'm doing this from mobile. It's a lot harder from mobile for sure. And ideally, we will probably get like an app in the App Store as well. You get an email inbox, you get like a lead system, you get all kinds of cool stuff. But I just wanted to show you a quick example of this here, running on a file browser. And by the way, the other thing I'm going to show you is that I'm constantly pushing updates. So like this streamer mode up here, that's a new feature for your customers. And if you don't want to share your customers' data or whatever, that mode helps enable that to not happen. And the cool thing is that it works, but the not cool thing is that you end up sometimes when you push an update to an app, it ends up breaking the functionality of that app. And so, biggest issue with coding with an AI system, and I guess I just had to press refresh that whole time. Biggest problem with an AI system is that you have to deal with context limits. And so at some point, we will hopefully have a supercluster. Here you can see it did turn it to purple. It was just the wrong page we were on. If I hold the split here, we can see it again how it's supposed to see. View plus terminal, so there it is purple. Let's change it now to blue, or build another page or whatever we want. Build an app, that does this thing or that thing. It does it because we have AI and we have systems in place so that your AI becomes upgraded, because most of the time when you go straight into Claude, straight out of the box, you can see it just turned it blue. Most of the time when you go to Claude straight out of the box, it doesn't do a great job, where ours does, because guess what? We have millions of lines of code that I have no life and wrote, and you get access to that. So pretty much anything you want to build, we already kind of have. There's an upload feature, there's an export feature for your files if you want to take it to another system. This is where your websites go once you start deploying websites, because we have a ton of APIs that you can sync to. Like Claude, Railway is what you use to push the website live. Costs basically nothing. Most of this stuff costs basically nothing. Vultr is what you use for private servers. And I already kind of did a run through on a lot of this stuff, but again, I'm just kind of showing you what we got here. Go back here. So yeah, there's a lot in here. There's scrapers, email scrapers. There's web page scrapers. There's a contact form submission tool. All of this stuff took me a long time to build, and cool thing is that it works. We actually sent, I think it was 300,000 contact form submissions with our AI, and it hyper personalizes data, because guess what? When you have leads in your leads or your inbox, the AI can manage those things and score them and find who wants to buy things based on what's in your lead system and what's in your payment system, because we have Stripe and PayPal integrations. We have video generators. We have an auto video clipper that will give you shorts with face tracking and all kinds of stuff. And so this might sound hard to believe that we can do all of this, but here's the thing. I'm not normal, and this isn't to brag. You can see I just typed in AI dog. Most of all of this is pretty much free. There's a voice cloning tool. There's a text-to-speech tool. And by the way, I didn't even mention that this is a one-time payment right now. It's a lifetime deal. We have two other apps integrated into here called ShineRanker and Shineify, which are two companies that I lost millions of dollars on, and the developers just kind of had a hard time developing things. It took them a long time to build. What I was able to build in, I don't know, I took their features and rebuilt them in probably 4 hours. Yeah, so also they cost a lot of money, like the way they were running it with, APIs and all this stuff. And we don't use that. We use common sense, and we don't waste money on things that don't need to be spent on, if that makes sense. We're not using a bunch of APIs because we essentially built all of our APIs. Why? Because we built our own mail system. We built our own, I disallowed crawling on this, that's why. We built our own mail system. We built our own deCAPTCHA tool. And by we, I mean me and the computer and the AI that I now call we, because I've spent so much time talking to this thing that I now think that I have a team, but this is really just me as one person who's doing simultaneously the marketing, the programming between, 10, 20, 30 terminal windows with AI swarms running at a time and to-do lists, and, just complete like chaos 24/7, context that's constantly breaking. And by the way, this is only about, we got about 20 of the actual apps in here. We have so much more on the back end. Meme coin snipers, crypto wallet spawning. I could go on and on and on. And in fact, if you look at the desktop that I showed on my YouTube video a second ago, when I did my emo video I was telling you about a second ago, you'll see all of the apps loaded onto the desktop, because the long-term goal is for you to be able to boot not just from the browser if you would like to, but from your hard drive. And this is an actual internet browser that I built as well, with proxying from free proxy services. So you don't have to pay for VPNs, you get free proxies. And there's like so many things that are in this tool and on the back end that some of the stuff I haven't even showed or shared, there's like things that I've literally invented at this point. Like I looked it up and I said to Google and searched around. I said, hey, does this exist? Can you just go to a website and automatically have a, operating system or terminal window without even having to do anything? And it says, no, that does not exist. But I will show you proof here that it does exist. Let me go here and here and here. And we're going to wait for the ad to finish. But again, it is the email video I mentioned earlier. Why am I emo? Because I have no life, and I've spent my entire life trying to prove a point to people who thought I was accidentally successful. And unfortunately, I am petty like that. But, at some point, hopefully, maybe, I'll be recognized as not crazy. And maybe I'm just, really driven, and people just don't get it because, that's just not average. So here we go. This is me again being emo, and this is the operating system launching. And let's see if we can get it on a higher quality here so you can actually see it. But the reason why it's not in there currently is because I have to stabilize it one or two more times. Probably by 5 p.m. tomorrow, you will have this operating system with a real computer. It's not really emo, but this is an actual real like cloud OS, and it has a DMG file that you can install. Those are just some of the apps. That's not all of them. But again, this isn't like made up. People looked at my dashboard. I have so many comments. It's hilarious to me because they think that I have literally made this up. They're like, oh, anybody can go and prompt, an image from ChatGPT or Claude. They don't realize that I've actually built all of this, literally built it. Like you can go to a terminal window on my computer right now and run 122 AI-based apps with some crazy functionalities that would blow your mind. And a lot of this stuff probably would blow your mind too, because people in our group are saying, wow, I don't understand how the heck this is a one-time payment, because guess what? Every other system you're going to have to pay a lot of money for ongoing, upsells, all kinds of stuff. Us, you go to the homepage literally right now and type in Cash.Bot, and you're going to end up getting a page that looks like this. And you can get literally started right now for $27 minimum. I guess that's the lowest price, 27 bucks. I can't even remember anymore. I think it's 27. We have a lot of tiers and they go up really high. Why? Because we're not normal, and we want to make a lot more money than the average person can probably even conceive. This is called a AI supercluster here, and this would be a full data center with a white glove install, unlimited AI credits on your own models, because we can actually build our own AI if we have enough servers, and we can program it based on the consciousness of what we're building here. And what is that? It's called productive, being productive. and not blaming other people for your problems, and having a perceived value system that, you know, promotes complexity and commercialism. Instead, what we do is we actually build things that help people. And that's weird because there's not a lot of platforms where you actually see people, you know, benefiting greatly compared to the person who runs the company, because most people who run companies kind of just, you know, make all of the money at the top, and the users get like almost, you know, completely screwed over because they're getting upsold and upcharged, and, you know, the platform treats them as a number. And we don't do that, because guess what? We're even building a social media platform. Can you believe that? So there's a whole social media platform here with a friends list and a messaging system, and you can go add friends, and you can go click on your own profile, and yeah, you can like do some cool stuff, like view your profile and change your info. And like, we rebuilt a version of, you know, Facebook or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, just any social platform, right? There's just so much in here. And again, this is within 7 days. We have tons and tons of people. I literally cannot keep up with the amount of people messaging me. And I already knew this was going to happen, because when I made millions of dollars before with AI, when I was selling checklists, I knew it before everybody else. And a lot of the people who jumped on board became pretty successful with it. Some people very successful. And the people that saw me building these courses and these checklists, you know, years and years ago, thought I was insane. And so the people who have been seeing me build this think I'm really crazy. And it makes sense, because, you know, this is a lot bigger of a goal to do by yourself as one person than, you know, building a checklist about AI, because people don't believe in AI. Okay, well, people believe in AI now. Now, people don't believe in somebody that's that efficient and can actually get this much output, you know, by themselves. And they're about to be proven wrong. And again, this is not to necessarily brag. It's to prove that, you know, all the people who thought that I was accidentally successful and, you know, it was just kind of a coincidence and Chase doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, well, they were wrong. And every single day they're going to see that more and more. And it doesn't matter, because by the time they see all of this and they inevitably buy into the platform because they're late and they're no longer able to get the founder pricing and they have to pay a monthly pricing, it's going to be very interesting to see them in our platform and, you know, say hi to them, because I will still be nice. I will still be cordial. But at the end of the day, you know, the amount of posts that I had to, you know, endure over the last however many years, and the amount of times that I wound up having to explain myself to people that have no idea what they're talking about, is absolutely insane. So this person here is just one of the many people who saying, you're admitting to struggling. You cannot launch an OS. You have no idea. You need to scale back. And again, that's not true. So that's it. Hopefully you guys got some, you know, value from it. If you don't need help with, you know, an AI operating system or, you know, tons of apps that you literally pay one time for and you just get continually rewarded for pretty much the rest of time, that's fine. Like, I totally get it. You know, find the value somewhere else. But if you are interested in being part of what we're doing here and joining our group, not just in here, but we also have a WhatsApp group that you get access to, you can get started for, you know, what, $27. So go to Cash.Bot if you're interested. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later and have a good night.